Hey, what is up? My name is AJ, and today I'm going to talk about character traits from Gandalf the Grey that are metal as crap. This is a series, so I'm going to go over the first two actually, in this video, and continue in other videos. Roll the intro, and hopefully it doesn't mess up. Well, it kind of glitched on my end, but hopefully it didn't on the video. So, character traits from Gandalf the Grey that are metal as crap. You might be thinking, Gandalf's not a metalhead. Alright, but he carries the metal attitude, okay? So, first one, Gandalf was strong and enduring. So, I'm gonna use a story of when he killed the Balrog. In this instance, we've all seen it or read it. Gandalf struggled long and hard against the Balrog known as Durin's Bane. How did he do this? I mean, yeah, he was a wizard, and he was technically he was a Maiar, and I don't mean to get nerdy. But this kind of is for nerds. um, but this Balrog was still a greater foe than Gandalf had faced all his life, from my understanding. So what kept him in the battle? It was many things, obviously, all of his character, but the two I'm going to focus on is strength and endurance. And I'm not just talking physically, I'm talking mentally and spiritually too. Of course, my alarm would go off. I do live videos, okay? The more mistakes, the better. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not just talking physically, I'm talking mentally and spiritually too. So it takes a strong and enduring heart to undergo such a struggle. There's no way it could have been easy, right? Do you think when things got harder, Gandalf said, "Oh, maybe this just isn't meant to be. Maybe I'm not supposed to help the world. Maybe I'm not. I'm meant to die down here in the deepest dungeon." No, he fought the Balrog from the deepest dungeon to the highest peak. Now, what does strong, enduring mean? That means continuing firm or resolute through trials and difficulties. So, this is a character trait, that is something I think we need. You know, people are trying to make the world so safe, and I don't want to work towards a safe world. You know what I mean? I want to work towards a better world. And it means everything is custom fit to everything you've ever wanted. There's got to be some sort of struggle. This is a character trait we need to have more now than we've ever needed, to be honest. There are people who have no character today. They're becoming more and more common. You know, they want to make a struggle-free world where no one has character, so you do everything they say without question or critical thinking or fighting. To be honest, I'd rather live in a world with Balrog everywhere than one that is so oppressive that they make it so safe that you can't struggle. So safe that you can't become anything more than an adult child completely dependent on their artificial system of life and a free. I want a safe world, I want a better world. How's that going to happen? Through struggle. Continuing firm and resolute through trials and difficulties. We don't need to exterminate trials and difficulties. We need to continue firm and resolute through them. Again, there's just this mentality that wants to get rid of trials and difficulties, but there's no character without that. There's no character. So how do you expect to create a better world where people have no character? Well, the people on the top just want to make it all, so they can do whatever the heck they want. And some people just genuinely don't see this, and I'm not trying to convince you or anything. I mean, whatever views you have, but this is the way I see things. And this is something like I see as a big problem with parenting. People literally make fun of parents who let their kids, you know, it's becoming a popular term now, free range parenting, and that they're apparently making fun of free range parents who actually let their kids do things without them, well, being helicopter parents. So I thought helicopter parents were the ones people made fun of, but the world is just completely reversing, you know, and I think there's got to be some sort of balance of both. You got to give your kids free range to solve problems on their own and stuff. You got to allow them to struggle. You know, I think you need to eliminate that struggle in the home. You need to make the home like a safe place. You need to make the home like a place where they can, come home, not go to freaking war. But you make the home a better place. That's going to empower them to solve problems. It's going to build character. I'm not saying in the home we let my son get away with anything. Not that he's not really at a point where he's going to understand that yet. He's not even 2 yet. But we want to teach him, you know, to do hard things so that he doesn't see things like cleaning up after himself as a hard thing to do. You know what I mean? So he can move on to solving bigger problems than problems that the majority of couples deal with, where a man can't just freaking pick up after himself and help around the house. Is it, that's probably always going to be a problem, obviously, and I forget too. But how are things going to ever get better if there's no character? All these things we're seeing in the world today is a lack of character, which comes from a lack of parenting. It's not even bad parenting, it's a complete lack of parenting. So parents, you have a huge responsibility. So be responsible and take character development in your child seriously. Allow them to struggle, allow them to solve problems. Honestly, any video I talk, I'm probably going to preach on parenting because it's such a big issue to me. The home is the foundation of a society. The family is the foundation of a society, not the freaking government. You are the foundation of society, not a freaking president, some idiot at the top. You are. If we were all better, you know, our leadership reflects who we are. People probably are really going to be insulted by that, but good. Maybe you need that. And I realize not everyone watching may be from the US, but a lot of people might be. And this is just where I see such a lack of character. And most trolls are probably from the US. No, I'm just kidding. But most people without a purpose, so many people who have life so easy, they have no character. They haven't seen struggle to the extent that most of the world has. I haven't seen struggle to the extent most of the world has. Yet we're still trying to make the world safer. Like what has this mentality done for us? What has the direction of everything we're doing right now here in the US done? What is happening right now reflects everything we've been doing. So we gotta try something different, is what I'm trying to say. Everyone's trying to make the world safer. Everyone's trying to make the world better. Everyone's trying to get rid of struggle. No. You continue firm through the trials and difficulties. Doesn't mean you don't solve problems. Like I say, I want to solve, small problems so you can get on to solving bigger problems. But that's not trying to exterminate difficulties, because difficulty is trying to pursue through the problem, solve it, not exterminate it completely. You know what I mean? Here's an example. A problem is that it feels like the world's not safe enough to send my kid's going to school or something. Not that I would send him to government indoctrination school, but say he's going to school to get like to a bus stop or something. Most, that are not safe. But the reality is the world is safer than it was 10 years ago. It's just that you see more. So I'm trying to think of what I was actually trying to say there. So example would be what they're trying to do is they want to exterminate the problem completely by and just do everything for their child and do everything to make sure their child is safe. Walk with them, or something like that. Not that I'm saying anything wrong with that. They want to exterminate the problem completely, but that's not the problem. The child needing protection is not the problem. The problem is a corrupt society, you know, a lack of parenting, a lack of character to the point where you have to worry about people who would try to take your child. That's a lack of character. That's a lack of morals. You know what I mean? That's the problem that we need to deal with. And I'm not, that's probably like not the greatest example, but what I'm trying to say is go to the actual root of the problem rather than just trying to make everything safe and perfect and without difficulty. The more difficult thing would be to as a society, everyone focus on their own self government. Because if we did that, then we wouldn't have to worry about kids being taken and stuff like that. Because everyone would have good character and good morals, The fact that people are so immoral, they're okay with taking a child and, you know, putting them into a system of slavery, you know, that's an issue that stems from what people are being raised and what people are being taught. They're a product of what we've been doing for the past however many years, I'm totally on my soapbox here. Okay. I'm going to end the video because I totally got way off. The idea was Gandalf is strong and enduring. And then I somehow got to talking about society in the US and everything. Okay. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you later.